Hello and welcome to the MMA Crypt Live Chat Show. I'm Rich Davie and it's Wednesday, December 4th, 2013, the day before the UFC Fight Night 33 Hunt vs. Bigfoot event. Joining us on the show today are yours truly, Hired Merc, and Alex Schlinsky. On today's show we'll be discussing our UFC Fight Night 33 Hunt vs. Bigfoot event predictions for the fights this coming Friday night. And we'll probably talk about a couple of other things as well in the Final Thoughts segment. Thanks for taking part in another show, guys. Go ahead and say hello.
Hi, I'm Alex Schlinsky, work for Fansided.com as an MMA journalist, and thanks for listening.
Yeah, what's up, guys? I'm a regular on this, Hired Merc. You can follow me on Twitter, which I will upload a music video for you guys soon, which will be at Hired_Merc.
Okay, guys, thanks again for joining us. All right, so this is going to be round two of our MMA fight predictions, and after our Tough 18 finale predictions, here's how we score things, and this is how things stand. Recapping the scoring system, if you pick the correct fighter, but don't get the method or round correct, you earn 4 points. If you pick the correct fighter and method, or the correct fighter and round, you earn 7 points. If you pick the correct fighter, round, and method, or correctly call the winner by decision, you earn 10 points. In the Tough finale, there were 10 bouts on that card with a potential of 100 points for a perfect set of picks. Rich Davie is leading the guys in points, 7 wins, 3 losses with 49 out of 100 points to date. Blue, who was supposed to be here today, but he chickened out on us. I guess he's afraid of us. He's got the most amount of correct wins, 8-2, and he's got 44 out of 100 points to date. And Hired Merc is rounding things out with 6 wins, 4 losses with 36 out of 100 points. All right, guys, so jumping right into things, the UFC Fight Night 33 Hunt vs. Bigfoot event. The main card is on Fox Sports 1 at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. Who wants to go first on that one?
I think Mark Hunt is going to knock out Antonio Silva in round 1.
I don't know. I want to say round 1 because I'm a huge Mark Hunt fan. But Antonio Silva, I think he's improving. Not by much, but he's still improving a little bit. So, I don't know. I think I'll choose Mark Hunt by round 2 by knockout.
Okay, and I guess I'm going to be the one that goes the other way. I know everybody loves Mark Hunt. From what I've seen, Silva is a slight favorite. Hunt is a huge fan favorite, but I'm going to go contrarian here, and I'm going to go Silva by submission in 2.
Real quick, basically the reason I picked Mark Hunt by knockout round 1, as you've seen before, Antonio Silva has problems with faster strikers like Daniel Cormier and Cain Velasquez, and not to compare either of them to Mark Hunt, but Mark Hunt's a faster and better striker. He'll knock him out in round 1. Yeah,
I mean, that's what I'm struggling with, too. You know, again, I don't want to get into the wishy-washy kind of pick, but, yeah, I agree. If early on things work out to Hunt's game plan, yeah, he'll probably get the KO, no doubt. I just think that's not going to happen.
Yeah, well, you're wrong, okay?
Probably. Any other comments on that one? Okay, so Merc sees Hunt by KO in round 2, Alex Hunt by KO in round 1, and Rich is going with Silva by submission in round 2. All right, fight number 2, Mauricio Shogun Rua versus James Te-Huna. What do you guys see on that?
This one I'm very torn on this one because Shogun, I love him so much. Like, I don't know, I'd choose him over any other light heavyweight at this point. Like, if they're outside of the top 5. But he's been, I don't know, he hasn't looked very good in the past few years at all. So, I don't know. Fuck it, I'll choose Shogun by decision.
I completely disagree. I don't think there's any way Shogun wins this fight. James Te-Huna is a faster, younger, better version of Shogun. Shogun's fights have finally caught up to him. The 32-year-old man is really 50 in fight years. He's done. Tomorrow night might be the very last time we see Shogun fight in the octagon. Merc, while I'm with you, I love Shogun, all-time favorite and legend. I just don't see how he can win this fight. James Te-Huna is going to win by unanimous decision. He's going to dominate him.
Okay. Go ahead.
I'm just not entirely sold on Te-Huna just yet. I mean, he's obviously beaten Ryan Jimmo, but that's the best name. Any other fight, he doesn't really beat anyone. Doesn't really impress me either. He impresses everyone else.
This is his chance, you know? I mean, Glover Teixeira is a much better fighter than him. I mean, we know that. That wasn't a very good matchup for him. But his striking has looked good in all his fights. He showed a lot of heart in that Jimmo fight to eat that head kick in round one. That head kick would knock out like 90% of the fighters in the light heavyweight division. Maybe not the top 3 guys, but that was a violent head kick that he survived and then annihilated Ryan Jimmo after that. It was very impressive. Shogun looked slow, old against Gustafsson, and he looked terrible against Chael Sonnen. That throw that Chael had on him was Shogun usually has pretty solid takedown defense. Of course, Chael's a great wrestler, but to get submitted by a guillotine against Chael Sonnen, it's over.
Yeah, I was leaning with a little bit what Merck started out saying about how Shogun hasn't been looking as good as of late, and I agree more so with Alex because I'm going to take it a step further, and I'm not going to say just that Te-Huna wins, and I really don't see Shogun having a chance at winning. But even though, he's just a slight favorite, and then odds makers say it could go either way, and fans are, of course, going to be a big Shogun favorite, I'm going to go, the other way and say Te-Huna wins by KO or TKO in 2.
Wow.
Yes. Yes.
Let me ask you something though. Do you think Te-Huna? I think this is a great fight for the UFC to make because Te-Huna can make a name off of Shogun, and then he could become a pay-per-view draw off of this. What do you think about that?
Yeah, because they've been trying. This is the same guy who comes out in the Men in Black thing, right?
That was awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's got a little bit of showmanship to him. So yeah, that could be a possibility. They seem to be embracing that showman thing a little bit more now.
Which is exactly what they should be doing.
I 100% agree, too. It's entertainment.
I hate it, but I did like the Men in Black thing. That was pretty awesome.
It's an entertainment as well as a sport.
Yeah, I just hate mixing entertainment. It reminds me too much of WWE, but that's another show, another time. Okay, so recapping that one, Merck sees Shogun Hua winning by decision. Alex sees Te-Huna winning by unanimous decision, and I see Te-Huna winning by KO or TKO in 2. Okay, fight number 3, Ryan Bader versus Anthony Perosh. What do you guys see for this one?
This is a bad matchup for Anthony Perosh. He should have retired in his last fight. It would have been a nice way to leave MMA if he had with the 17-second knockout over Vinny Magalish after getting knocked out in 7 seconds by Ryan Jimmo. If the decision master, Ryan Jimmo, can knock out Anthony Perosh with one shot, I fully expect the more powerful, better fighter, Ryan Bader, to destroy Anthony Perosh and knock him out in the first round. A 42-year-old man should not be fighting Ryan Bader. I'm sorry. He almost knocked out Glover Teixeira before being a bit too cocky and going in for the kill, but Ryan Bader's a much better fighter, and he's going to show it tomorrow night.
Mark?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I really can't add anything onto that. Yeah, I pick Bader by round 1 TKO as well.
Okay. All right. I agree with you guys. Went out and looked at things again for this one here. Bader, big favorite by the odds makers, and Bader is also a big favorite by fans. I went with Bader by KO or TKO in 2. But
how do you think he's going to survive round 1? How?
Yeah, I know. I understand. But I never pick first round finishes. Any other comments on that one, guys?
No,
See
not
ya,
really.
Anthony Perosh. Goodbye.
Okay, so recapping that one, Merck and Alex both see Bader winning by KO in round 1. I went with Bader by KO or TKO in round 2. All right, fight number 4, Pat Barry. I'll probably butcher this fellow's name here, so feel free to correct me, guys. Pat Barry versus Soa Palele.
You got it.
Okay, what do you think about that one?
Pat Barry, I think he has the striking advantage, obviously because he's like K1 level or something like that. I don't know. I can't really remember his background entirely. But with that being said, Palele has, I think his last 7 to 8 wins have come by TKO.
How did he look in that last fight? Because I remember a couple of fights ago he didn't look so good.
Oh yeah, he sucked.
It was the worst fight I've ever seen in the UFC, besides maybe Gray Maynard versus Clay Guida.
Yeah. Well, how did he look in the last fight? I don't recall. Did he look any better?
He's fought once, and in the first round he looked good, but then after that he sucked.
He gassed on the way to the octagon.
I'm starting to think maybe I need to change my pick then.
Rich, he gassed on the way to his to the octagon. He fought Nikita Krylov, who's not a good fighter. The UFC's heavyweight division is just plain awful at this point. The fact that Palele even got another fight after that last fight was sad. He didn't get a TKO win, Merck. I mean, he did on the card. The only reason he got it was because he barely touched Krylov on the face, and he was so tired he couldn't even get up. It was a garbage fight. It was like watching two backyard brawlers fight. They had no technique. They didn't know how to fight. They didn't know how to stop takedowns.
Which one was that? 2 fights ago?
No, it was last fight. He's only
the last one was he was bad in that one as well.
So
he's only fought once in the UFC.
He's only fought once. He fought another time 7 years ago against Eddie Mendez, I think.
Oh, so the last fight he fought, he won was the fight in the UFC where he looked like shit.
Yeah, he looked horrible, and he's old, and he's not. And Pat Barry, first of all, that last loss to Sean Jordan, he said it was he attributes it to an eye poke early on with the uppercut, and I think Pat Barry wouldn't really lie about a KO like that. I think he's telling the truth. Pat Barry's a much better fighter. He's not a great fighter by any means, but he is a great striker, and he's going to knock out Soa Palele badly tomorrow night.
When?
Badly.
When?
I say round 1 because Soa Palele is probably going to gas out walking to the octagon.
Mark?
Yeah, back to me. You stole my thunder there, Alex.
You stole my fucking glory.
I too was going to choose Pat Barry round 1. Now it just looks like I'm copying you.
Hell yeah, you are.
And I'm going to copy you fucking guys because I was starting to think, oh no, man, maybe I can give this guy a shot because he was supposed to be looking better. And then until you guys reminded me that was the last fight, no fucking way, man.
No chance. There's zero chance that he's winning that fight.
I'm going with Pepper as well. Okay,
maybe he'll get his walking papers after that.
In round 1.
Oh yeah, he's definitely getting cut.
Yeah. Okay, that brings us up to fight number 5. Go ahead, Mark.
In the middleweight division, we have Dylan Andrews versus Clint Hester. How do you see this one playing out?
Okay, I went out and I looked a little bit there. Andrews, slight favorite, and he's a huge fan favorite. I'm going to go with Andrews by KO or TKO in 2.
This was a hard fight for me to pick. First off, let me just say I don't like when they match up tough alums that are on the same season because they could have fought on the show and they didn't, so they should fight someone else or whatever. Andrews really has a ton of heart. He can eat a lot of shots and keep going. He messed up his shoulder really bad in his last fight and still won. I'm super impressed with him. I like him. I like his story. I like everything he's about. Clint Hester looked pretty good in his fight against Bristol Marunde. That elbow was really nice, the standing elbow. But his takedown defense is not good, and I don't want to hear anyone that says, oh, Bristol Marunde couldn't take him down. That's because Bristol Marunde is not a good fighter. Dylan Andrews is a better fighter, and he's going to take him down. He's going to ground and pound him for the victory in TKO round 2.
Yeah, I would pretty much agree with that. I'm going to probably choose Dylan Andrews by round 2 TKO as well. I mean, he takes a lot of shots, and he's got a ton of heart. I mean, if you can get injured during a fight and then come back and knock the guy out, you're a good fighter.
I'm impressed by him.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty good. That's 2 in a row there where you are in agreement. We're all going with Andrews by TKO or KO in 2.
Let's hope everyone gets full points on that one.
Yeah.
And next up in the women's bantamweight division, we have Julie Kedzie versus Beth Korea?
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm having trouble with this pick. I mean, Kedzie, she's a veteran. She's fought all of them. She's fought all the best, but she's lost 3 in a row to Kaufman and Misha Tate. I'm not sure who the other one is. I think Germaine de Randamie she lost to in the UFC in her debut.
Yeah.
Germaine de Randamie just got annihilated by I forgot her name, but
Amanda Nunes.
So she just got killed by her. So I'm pretty certain Beth Korea trains with the Pitbull brothers in Bellator. I think she's going to go out there and show why she's a very high prospect in the women's division. She's 6-0. I think she'll get the decision.
I also am on the same page as you. I went out and looked, and even though Kedzie is a obvious favorite by odds makers and a big fan favorite as well, I'm going the opposite direction. Again, like Alex says, Julie's been slipping a bit, and I haven't really been impressed with her last few fights. And I believe this Beth is going to go ahead and apply pressure to her, and I don't think that favors into Julie's game. If the fight goes like that and the pressure is put on her right away, I just think that Korea wins by decision.
Did any of you guys see the fight with Misha Tate in Strikeforce?
No.
No.
Okay, well, I mean, that fight was very close. I mean, it could have definitely gone either way. Misha definitely hurt her a bunch of times. And I think Misha's a very good fighter, definitely. And I think Kedzie is also a very good fighter. And she trains at Greg Jackson's also, which gives her an edge. I just don't see her coming back from a three fight losing streak to beat a 6-0 fighter. I just don't see it.
Yeah. I mean, and that seems to be the trend today in women's MMA as well. All the vets that have been around for a while, they're kind of falling to the wayside, unfortunately. But
exactly.
That's the way things go in the fight game.
It's a bummer for them because, they've worked so hard to get to this point, and now they're not getting their shot. They're not getting their shot because it happened too late in their career.
Exactly. And you got to think of all the time that they put into the sport, and they weren't earning the big paydays or bigger paydays anyway.
I wish Gina Carano could have fought in the UFC.
Yeah.
I wish.
Yeah. She was one of my favorites. I loved her.
Oh, yeah. What's next?
Well, shit, I haven't given my prediction yet.
Yeah, you did?
No, he didn't.
No.
Oh, well then, my bad.
I mean, I agree with you guys, but fuck, don't skip me out. No, fuck you up. Yeah, I agree.
Now I've forgotten. He went by decision as well?
Yeah. I think we're all picking that one. Same.
Beth Korea decision. We got 3 in a row the same? What the hell's going on?
That's rare.
I think this next fight's gonna mix it up a bit. In the bantamweight division, we have Takeya Mizugaki versus Nam Fan.
Okay, I'm going to go first. To me, this one's a no-brainer. Mizugaki, big favorite by odds makers, big fan favorite as well. I'm going to go with Mizugaki by decision.
Merc?
I don't know, I'm really torn because when Nam Fan's on, he looks really good to me, and I don't know. If his body punches are pretty great, and if he can keep the fight standing, that'd be even better. I'm pretty sure this is his bantamweight debut, so he should ideally look better than he has before so far in the UFC. But Mizugaki is a former champion, so
What, in WEC, right?
Yeah, he was the WEC bantamweight champion. So I don't know. I feel like I feel like he'll be able to take this one by decision, Mizugaki.
I mean, I like Nam Fan. I mean, he's a good fighter. He has a lot of heart too. But Takeya Mizugaki looked unreal against El Goito, Eric Perez, in his last fight. I was incredibly impressed by that performance. It was really, really something. I thought it was probably the best performance of his career. I think that he's going to continue his winning streak. He's on a 3-fight winning streak right now over Perez, Brian Caraway, and Jeff Hoagland. And I think he's going to TKO Nam Fan in round 2.
Just to go back on what I said, Mizugaki isn't actually a former champion. I fucked that one up a little bit.
Oh, no, he lost. He had
Yeah.
a chance, though, but he lost to Torres.
What
was
were
a
you
great
saying,
fight.
Alex? By TKO in 2?
Yeah, that's what I believe.
Mark, what did you say?
I said Mizugaki by decision.
Okay, so
It should be a fun fight, though. I think that's going to be a good fight. I think they're going to have a lot of really good exchanges because Nam fans willing to fight. You know, his Leonard Garcia fights are awesome, and I think he's going to really show why he's a fun fighter, and he'll be in the UFC for some time to come.
okay,
There'll be a
wrapping
fight
up,
tonight,
Mizugaki
candidate.
by decision for both Merck and myself, and then Alex is going Mizugaki by TKO in round 2.
Next up in the middleweight division is Nick Ring versus, I'm going to butcher this guy's name, is Chao Magalhaes or something?
Kyle Magalhaes.
Caio Magalhaes, yeah.
I feel so good when other people butcher names.
Well, how do you guys see this one playing out?
There's no way Nick Ring's winning just because his nickname is Promise. No, but really, Kyle Magalhaes is a very good grappler. Nick Ring is a pretty decent grappler with decent striking and decent everything. I don't like Nick Ring, so I'm going to pick Kyle Magalhaes by submission round 1. Yeah, round 1. Let's go with it.
Submission in round 1? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I agree with you about that promise thing. Nick, the promise ring. Come on, man, we got to butch that up a little bit. I would change it to something else and just leave it at that. I'm going to go the opposite direction here. Nick Ring, slight favorite by odds makers, and a lot of fans seem to like Nick Ring as well. Personally, I'm on the same page as Alex about things, but I don't know, I'm going to go with Nick Ring by decision. I just have a feeling it's going to go full distance and Nick Ring wins the decision.
Me, myself, I don't like Nick Ring. Although I don't like him because of the way he fights. I don't really care about his nickname. But, yeah, I don't know. I feel like the judges always choose him. And then I think the one fight I thought he did win, he lost by decision. So, you know. But, I think I'm going to choose Nick Ring by decision in this fight. Again.
Damn, I don't think you and I have ever agreed so much in the past.
Yeah, it's a special moment for us, Rich.
It is, man. This is like a bonding moment.
Let's not go too far into that.
You want to round that one up?
Yeah, so for the next fights, over to you, Alex.
So in the flyweight division, we have 2 debuting fighters. We got Justin Scoggins versus Richie Vakulik. What do you got?
Here's that spoiler that we were talking about early on. Now you get to hear it. Okay, Scoggins seems to be the favorite. Not a real big favorite, but he is enjoying a comfortable spread there by odds makers. And he also seems to be a huge fan favorite. I'm going to go with Scoggins by KO or TKO in 2.
Well, looking at Scoggins' record, he got a TKO win in the 5th round. And for me, that's a huge thing, because that shows he has cardio, and he can strike very well, which is very important assets to have. And he's finished all but one of his fights. So I think I'm going to choose TKO by round 1.
So I spoke with Justin Scoggins last week before he left to Australia the day before Thanksgiving. He is an absolute beast. He trains in ATT. This is a long time coming. He should have been in the flyweight division in the UFC 3 fights ago. Merck, that 5th round TKO you're speaking of was against Jacob Hybison. Everyone needs to watch that fight on YouTube because what happens is in the 5th round, he lands a lead leg hook kick. Never seen that been land before. It is incredible. Unbelievable. He has about, I think, 3 or 4 head kick knockouts, and I expect another one tomorrow night. He's going to go in. He's going to attack him. He's going to attack the body with body shots, and then he's going to go high with a head kick and knock him out in round 1.
Okay, wrapping that one up. We all seem to agree it's going to be Scoggins by KO or TKO. Mark and Alex are going in round 1. I'm going in round 2.
The next fight we have in the middleweight division, we have Krzysztof Jotko versus Bruno Santos, both 13-0, both making their UFC debut. Who do you got, Rich?
Real quick on this one here, that one looks to be pretty much a coin toss, although Santos is a big fan favorite. I think that's what swayed me because I honestly don't know anything about either one of those guys, so I'm going with Santos by decision.
I too am choosing Bruno Santos because I just did Eeny, Meeny, Miny, Mo, and he won. So he's going to win by decision also.
I'm going to go with Krzysztof Jotko because his name is Krzysztof, and that's awesome. And I have no idea about either of these guys, but they both are decision machines, it looks like. So that 13-0 records they're not so exciting as I thought they would be. Jotko decision, round 3.
Yeah, this was that fight where I looked at that stat too, and I saw they were both 13-0, so it's one of those bouts where somebody's O is going to go.
The last fight of the night, the first fight of the night, rather, is going to be a welterweight battle between another 2 debuters, Alex Garcia versus Ben Wall. How do you see that one, Mark?
Well, Ben Wall we saw on Tough the Smashes, and he did not impress me whatsoever. I think they even had a running bet to see how much he weighed because he just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Who was that?
Ben Wall.
Yeah, I don't even recall this guy at all. He was on Tough?
Yeah, he was. I think he fought. I don't know. I actually can't even remember him fighting on Tough. So, but anyway, I think Alex Garcia will be able to take this victory and win his UFC debut by first round submission.
Rich?
I didn't know who either of these fellas were. I just did a little research on them. Garcia is a massive favorite by odds makers and also a massive favorite by fans. So I looked at their records, and I'm going with Garcia by sub and 2.
Well, I've seen some Alex Garcia fights. There's a lot of hype behind this kid. He's 10-1. He's a beast. He trains at TriStar. You know the guys, the welterweights at TriStar, they're very good. We got GSP and they got Rory McDonald. This guy's going to kick his ass. It's period. It's end of story. The only fight he's lost is against Seth Baczynski back in 2011. Seth Baczynski's a quality UFC fighter. I fully expect Alex Garcia to demolish Ben Wall, submission, round 1. And I'm going to even tell you what submission. He's going to rear naked choke him.
Okay, we're going to hold you to that. You get brownie points if that comes in.
Awesome.
What? Don't give him extra points. Fuck that. Don't do
Screw
it.
you, Merrick.
Well, brownie points, they won't count in the game.
No, they
Good.
count.
I'm okay with that then.
Okay, so summing that one up there, we all seem to think that that's a no-brainer. Garcia is going to win by submission. Merck and Alex say in round 1, and I went with round 2 because I never or very rarely pick a finish in round 1. Okay, guys, that's the end of the show. We've given our predictions for all of the fights on the card. Good luck to you guys. Any final thoughts, any comments here? Let's wrap it up pretty quickly here.
Yeah, Rich, let's add one more thing. Let's add the predictions for the fight of the night bonuses.
I didn't even consider that.
Well, let's do it.
Fight of the night.
Who do you got? Merck.
I'm going to choose Namfan and Mizugaki.
Rich?
I'm going to go with Hu and Te-Huna.
Okay. I would love to see that be the fight of the night. I'm having trouble deciding with this one between Beth Korea and Julie Kedzie because just the women always throw down. And then Dylan Andrews and Clayton Hester I think is going to be a great fight. I'm going to go with Korea and Kedzie.
I would have gone the other way.
Screw you. Mark,
Okay.
I love your pick, though. I think Mizugaki and Fan was great. Knockout of the night? Rich?
Knockout of the night. I'm going to go with Bader.
Merck?
I'm going to go for the easy one, Hunt and Silver.
I think
It'll be Hunt then.
I think this one's hard between Hunt and Bader. Unless Scoggins pulls off some crazy-ass head kick KO, I'm going to go with Hunt also. And submission of the night.
I'm going to go with that fella Garcia that we were just speaking about.
Merck?
Yeah, me too. And that's the only one I really see ending in a submission, so yeah.
I'm going with Kyle Magalish. He's gonna submit Nick Ring.
And he's going to pull the upset because he's not the favorite, is he?
I don't think so.
Okay, any other final comments, fellas?
Yes, I'm excited for this card. Let's do it.
Okay. All right, guys, thanks for showing up. And what we'll do is we'll do a follow-up show on the MMA Live Chat Hour show on Saturday. If you guys are free, feel free. We'll all get together and we'll rehash this stuff and we'll go over the results.
Cool.
All right, does anybody want to say goodbye to anybody? Because that's the time of the show where we all say our goodbyes.
Yeah, shout out to Sugar Pooper, who will hopefully be able to come onto our next show. I'm really excited to have him on our show.
Yeah, we actually had Sugar on the line here, but unfortunately he's got some problems with his microphone, so he wasn't able to join us, but he's here in spirit. Pop in and say hello, Sugar.
He gave a thumbs up.
We also have, let's give a shout out to Blue Nose Greg, who didn't show up because he's scared of all of us, so yeah.
Yeah, what was that? Backing out on us, man. He had 8-2, and he was worried about our 7-3 and 6-4, and he was afraid to show up.
Well, I wasn't on the last show, but I was 5-0 on the main cards, so huzzah!
Well, Greg's Scottish, so he's an asshole.
I don't know, but that's the time where we all say goodbye, and I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.
See ya.
Mark?
Oh, yeah, bye.
Goodbye.